Swarm is a psychological horror created by Donald Glover. The show is about a girl named Dre who was obsessed with her idol, Nyjah, who was a famous pop star. The show opens up by saying, "This is not a work of fiction. Any similarities to any actual persons, living or dead, is intentional." Dre's idol has many similarities to Beyonce. Some of the true events that happen in the show are based on real-life things that happened to Beyonce. One event in Swarm, similar to a real one, is when, in the show, one of Dre's targets is a Twitter user who insults Cache, who was Nyjah's husband, for getting into an argument in an elevator, which is a reference to the actual elevator fight between Solange and Jay-Z, which is an altercation that was caught on camera that the show recreates. Another event similar to a real-life one is when Dre bites Nyjah. In the show, Dre stalks George, a man who works on Nyjah and Cache's tour. The pair date and George takes Dre backstage of the tour. Dre then locks George in a freezer and uses his pass to get into the private party with Nyjah. Seeing Nyjah in person, Dre is mesmerized. However, she then bites Nyjah and runs away. This is loosely based on when Tiffany Haddish talks about attending a party with Beyonce and Jay-Z. Tiffany Haddish told the story of how an unnamed woman bit Beyonce on the face at a party. Tiffany explained that she wanted to go after the woman after the incident, but Beyonce said to her, quote, "Tiffany, no, don't do that. The girl is on drugs. She's not even drunk. The chick is on drugs. She's not like that all the time. Just chill." There were rumors that the person who bit Beyonce was the actress Sanaa Lathan. In the show, you see two men smoking outside. Dre runs past them after the incident with Nyjah, and one of them says, "That's the chick from Love and Basketball." There is a part of the show that is inspired by a real-life rumor about Jay-Z cheating on Beyonce. In the show, there were allegations that a girl from Houston, Texas, named Marissa Jackson, ended herself after learning that a man had been cheating on one of the most beautiful and most accomplished women of our time. Nyjah's festival is similar to Beyonce's Lemonade and even her renaissance as far as looks and sounds. One of the images of Nyjah shows her on a horse doing a similar pose to the one Beyonce has on her Renaissance album cover. You can also see clips of Nyjah doing dances very similar to the ones that Beyonce does. Another similarity between the show and real life is the swarm and the beehive. A swarm is a large or dense group of insects, especially flying ones. So the beehive and the swarm are very similar in that they both relate to bees. One thing about the show many people didn't catch is when in episode 2, Dre becomes a stripper and decides to go by the stage name Carbon. I believe this is a reference to the movie Beyonce starred in, which is a musical that was Beyonce's first acting job. A final event from Swarm, similar to a real-life one, is when Dre, who now goes by Tony, is living in Atlanta and has a girlfriend named Rashida. Tony ends Rashida after an argument, then goes to Nyjah's show alone. Dre, or Tony, is once again mesmerized by Nyjah and ends up on stage with her. This is inspired by a true event when a man rushed the stage during Beyonce and Jay-Z's On the Run tour in Atlanta. But instead of Beyonce, the fan tried to touch Jay-Z.